Hey guys, we are in our free online coaching classes for the JAM examination, and this video will be the lecture 11 in this series. And the topic which I'll try to cover is the weathering, and the book which I referred is The Principles of Geomorphology by William D. Thornbury, Engineering and General Geology by Parveen Singh. Welcome to my channel Success Guru and myself Panchanadam, and let's get into the heading. The geological work of the atmosphere. Actually, the atmosphere is a gaseous envelope surrounding the planet Earth is in constant contact with the exposed rocks on the surface. And this contact is of dynamic interactive in nature in which the original structure and even the composition of the rock are changed to a great extent. The rocks on the surface are always undergoing a slow, imperceptible change that ultimately result in their complete alteration and even destruction from a given place. And such a thing is called as the weathering. The weathering is a natural process of in situ in nature in which the mechanical disintegration and or the chemical decomposition of the rocks has been taken place by the physical and chemical agencies of the atmosphere. So let me explain you what is the mechanical disintegration. So let this be the parent rock which has been exposed on the surface, and the composition of the parent rock is say ABC, that may be the chemical composition of that, right? And when the weathering process has taken place and produced the fragments, right, and the resultant fragment will be having the same composition as in the parent rock, then that is called as the physical weathering, in which there is only disintegration of the rock is taken place. If the same rock with the composition say A, B and C, if it undergoes chemical decomposition, what happens? The chemicals have been separated out in the resultant product. Like the chemical A and B might be present as fragments, and the C might have dissolved and run out with the water. So such a change in the chemical composition from the parent as well as the deposit, that is a derived product, is called as the chemical weathering. So in physical weathering, the weathered product as well as the parent rock will be having the same composition, whereas in terms of chemical weathering, the weathered product will not be having the same composition of the parent rock. Okay, is that clear? Let's get into the heading mechanical or physical weathering. So it is the natural process of in situ in nature in which the disintegration of rock into smaller fragments through the physical process, that is without a change in their composition. So all the fragments will be having the same chemical composition as in the parent rock. So that is what we had explained earlier. The broken rock fragments without any alteration in its chemical composition is termed as the mechanical or physical weathering. And it is a slow natural process of rock disintegration all around the world. So this is happening all around the world, and the main is the temperature variation and organic activity are the two main important factors that brings about the change under specific conditions. The temperature variation is responsible for the extensive mechanical weathering of the rock that is exposed on the surface, whereas the physical weathering can be done in many ways, and they are classified as the thermal effect in hot and arid region, the frost action in cold and humid region, and unloading of overlying rock by geological processes, and the last one is the biological action. So these are the main four method of physical weathering. So we will see one after the other. The first one, that is the thermal effect, in which the temperature difference is considerable. Let me explain you this thing, that in arid, desert or in semi-arid region where the summer and winter temperature difference is considerable. That is, the rock undergoes physical disintegration here. The rocks, like many of the material, will expand on heating and contract on cooling. And in the arid region, say for instance, Karakum is a region in which the summer and winter temperature difference will be somewhat in the range of 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Such a repeated variation experienced by the rock gradually break them into smaller pieces. and such a type of weathering is due to the thermal effect. Okay, and the phenomena of peeling of the curved shells from the rock under the influence of thermal effect is called as the exfoliation. The next one is the frost action, in which the frosting and thawing is taking place. That is, water on freezing undergoes an increase in volume, that is about 10 percentage, right? And the process of freezing of the water when happening within the pores, cracks, fractures of the rock affect them considerably, and the original opening are widened at the first stage, thereby accommodating more water, and the opening will be more wider as days pass on. And the freezing is often followed by the thawing in a cyclic manner, and that may lead to a gradual disintegration of the rocks. So this is how the frost action is taking place. The third one is that unloading, that is the removal of overlying rocks. So this is another process of mechanical weathering, but the large scale development of fractures in confined rock is due to the removal of the overlying rock cover. So these rock masses remain confined from sides, but due to the release of the pressure from the above, the same rock will expand upwards, and the joints developed on the rocks are parallel to the uncovered surface that divides them into sheets. So this is how the unloading is working. And the last one is that biological action, in which the living organism is the prime source of the physical breaking. Say for example, the plants, burrowing animals and the human play an important role in the disintegration of rock. The plant root grow in rock joints, and as the root grows, it exerts mechanical pressure, and that wedges the rock apart. And the burrowing animals such as the rodent also contribute to the disintegration of the rocks. The men break rock by making road cuts, tunnels, quarries and even mining, etc. And the anthropogenic geomorphology is the study of the way man affects the physical environment, developed rapidly as an discipline in the recent decades. I group my videos according to the category that you can check in my playlist. You can connect with us by mail, Facebook and Instagram, and these are the links. You can support us by like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.